This is the world we live on, home to some 6.8 billion people. These are the faces of some of the 2.8 billion people who currently have little to no chance of hearing the good news of Jesus Christ due to geographical, cultural, and linguistic separation from the gospel and those who call Jesus their Lord and Savior. What can be done by the church to get the gospel out of the pews and into the hands and hearts of the unreached? In the 20th century, the church was able to harness new media technologies to help bring the gospel to the unreached peoples of the world. Shortwave radio provided one way to bring the gospel to masses of people who otherwise would have not had the chance to hear it. Unfortunately, the world has moved on to AM and FM radio. Political, geographical, and financial barriers raised by these shorter-range broadcast technologies have prevented the church from being able to reach as many as they once did over radio. The Internet is another medium that the church has successfully used to communicate Christ to people throughout the world. The Internet has allowed the gospel to penetrate further behind the wall of communism and the veil of Islam than ever before. Unfortunately, though, only 1.5 billion people, or 22% of the world's population, accesses the Internet, so this medium leaves 78% of the Earth's population untouched. Satellite TV broadcasts are able to reach deep into closed countries and provide another way to powerfully bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to unreached Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and others. Through satellite TV, the unreached not only have the chance to read about Jesus or hear messages preached about him, but they also get to see Christ and his gospel portrayed visually. Unfortunately, though, there are only 550 million TV sets among the 5.6 billion residents of the developing world. There is one other media channel which the Church of Christ has yet to fully put to use in bringing the good news to the unreached, and that media channel is the mobile phone. There has been a revolution in the developing world in the past decade that has seen the mobile phone take the dominant role in media and communications among the unreached peoples of the earth. A large portion of the world's population will only be able to afford one electronic device. Because of this, the device they purchase will be the one that can perform the most functions. That device is the mobile phone. The number of mobile phone users in the world now stands somewhere between 4 and 4.5 billion people. It is expected to reach 5 billion by 2013. The mobile revolution isn't just happening in the industrial world, but rather it is something that is actually coming out of the developing world, as you see in the following figures from Nigeria. Notice the comparison between the uptake in mobile phone use and TV and Internet use. Alongside the amazing growth in the use of the mobile phone around the world, there has been a huge leap forward in mobile phone capabilities. In fact, the mobile device in your pocket now has more computing power than the entire Apollo space program had just 40 years ago. Some of these new capabilities include mobile TV and video viewing, mobile Internet access, applications, and GPS navigation. By 2015, we can expect phones with built-in projectors. These phones will be increasingly smart, using new sensors and applications combined with web-based memory and analysis to provide services undreamed of today. New, radically transformative uses for the mobile phone are being developed and put to use, as can be seen in the following clips.
Phones are used to track diseases and monitor patients with TB and HIV/AIDS in countries like Rwanda, Mali, and South Africa. In places as far apart as the United States, Indonesia, and Nigeria, people use SMS text messaging to learn about AIDS, breast cancer, and sexual health. In Syria, the World Food Programme uses mobile phones in humanitarian relief by texting refugees when food aid is available. Some relief organizations are dispensing cash for food to refugees via their mobile phones. Mobile phones are being used in the fight against poverty. Projects in Kenya and Japan help hundreds of day laborers find jobs through SMS marketplaces. Rural women in India are using mobile phones to keep track of small loans for their micro-enterprises. And farmers around the world are now using mobiles to access market prices for their goods. So, you see, no matter what field you're in, no matter where you are, there are so many ways to innovate with mobile phones.
So you're in a third world country and need to show a microscopic image to a colleague. What do? Scientists at UC Berkeley have created an inexpensive fluorescent microscope that attaches to a mobile phone. Since most mobile devices are now equipped with cameras, scientists using this device can take images of microscopic bacteria and blood cells and share them with colleagues all over the world.
I never thought I would be able to look on a smartphone and see the real-time electrocardiogram.
This swine flu application tells you how you can reduce your risk of contracting H1N1 anytime and anywhere through your iPhone.
Got brand new video in, this coming to us through some of our usual sources, the networking sites, YouTube and Twitter. So you're on the ground there in Tehran, and the foreign correspondents are out, but you've got your mobile device,
right,
your BlackBerry,
you've got your
and you're
BlackBerry
saying,
or even just your cell phone, and you can get on.
And you're saying, here's what's going on the ground right now.
So the question is, what is the Church of Christ to do with the mobile revolution? The Church has begun to take advantage of the mobile revolution by producing digital Bibles for the mobile phone. Missionaries in some Muslim countries are now using their mobile phones to share segments of the Jesus film and other videos, especially made for the mobile. If the viewer likes the video, the missionary can give them a copy by Bluetooth phone-to-phone connection. Create International has produced the following video showing how a short-term missions project could be revolutionized by the addition of a mobile media component.
So you're wondering, how do I apply all of this to a cross-cultural outreach? Let's say you're preparing for a trip to a tough country. Translators will be scarce, and the culture pretty hard to engage with. So first you assign 2 team members to research methods for evangelism to that particular people group. So these guys search the net and they find an evangelistic film. They also find an audio Bible and a cell phone movie. All of these are in the heart language of the people. The teams put these resources onto their laptops, MP3 players, and cell phones. You're probably going to take all this stuff with you anyway. Why not use it? So you get to where you're going and you start doing evangelism. You've got your cell phone with you and you show some short clips to make some friends. Over the next week you build on those relationships and you share the love of God with them. So when you feel they're ready, you show them an evangelistic film on a laptop. Before you part ways, you give them an MP3 audio Bible in their language, and you give them an address to an evangelistic website.
This is the opportunity and the challenge before the church today. The mobile phone is with the unreached peoples. The mobile phone is with the missionaries who are seeking to reach the unreached. The mobile phone is with the members of the Church Universal who have contact with the unreached. The mobile phone can carry the gospel to the unreached, whether in text, voice, or video. It's time to pull the mobile phone out of our pocket and start using it for the glory of God.